I submit to you that the state has failed to meet its burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Mr. Chauvin has been charged, as the state indicated, with these 3 charges, and the judge has instructed you. Count 1 is second-degree murder while committing a felony. It's also called the felony murder rule in Minnesota. Kind of the textbook example is, I run into a liquor store, I pull a gun, I'm intending to rob the liquor store. My gun goes off, I shoot and kill the teller. I didn't intend to go in and murder that person, but the death of that teller occurred while I was committing a felony. That's the felony murder rule. He's been charged with murder in the 3rd degree for performing an intentional act that was eminently dangerous. Right? You've seen the instructions, you've heard them. And manslaughter in the 2nd degree. Again, the law has all of the words, it defines the words you need, and the instructions should be considered in their entirety. Whenever I meet with a client, I try to explain what the elements are, and this is the analogy that I use. I say that a criminal case is kind of like baking chocolate chip cookies. You have to have the necessary ingredients. You've got to have flour and sugar and butter and chocolate chips and whatever else goes into those chocolate chip cookies. If you have all of the ingredients, you can make chocolate chip cookies. But if you're missing any one single ingredient, you can't make chocolate chip cookies. It's a simple kind of analogy. But the criminal law works the same way. We say, we call the ingredients the elements. The state has the burden of proving each and every element beyond a reasonable doubt. Not just some global proposition that they've proved their case beyond a reasonable doubt. They have to prove each of these elements beyond a reasonable doubt. And if you determine that they have done so, you convict. But if they are missing any one single element, it is a not guilty verdict. And you saw the spreadsheet that the state put up, right? The elements are a little different in each of these cases. And some of these elements will take less of your consideration. You will have to look at the evidence, and you will have to, for example, determine, is Cup Foods in the city of Minneapolis, is Minneapolis in the county of Hennepin, is Hennepin County in the state of Minnesota? Did this happen on May 25th, 2020? Right? It's going to take less of your consideration, but nevertheless, you have to do that. You have to go through that process.